Alan Ritchson is wrong about a Reacher movie being a bad idea, and this prequel book would be perfect for it. Alan Ritchson has been a revelation for Jack Reacher fans. His towering frame, chiseled features, and commanding presence have brought Lee Child's legendary character to life in a way that few could imagine outside the page. Netflix's Reacher series has thrived because it embraced the essence of the books, a lone, formidable wanderer who lives by his own code. And yet, despite all this, Ritchson recently suggested that a Reacher movie might be a bad idea. He's not wrong to be cautious. After all, many beloved book-to-screen adaptations have stumbled in the feature format, but he's ultimately missing a crucial point. A carefully chosen prequel story could make for one of the most thrilling Reacher films yet. Let's break down why the idea isn't just viable, it's brilliant, and why one particular book in the series is practically begging for a cinematic treatment. The problem with movies versus series, Ritchson's hesitancy comes from a valid place. A movie has a very limited runtime, typically 2 hours, compared to the sprawling canvas of a series. The Reacher books are intricate, detailed, and often contain multi-layered investigations, fights, and character moments that require space to breathe. In the series format, this works perfectly. We've seen it in the first season, where every fight, chase, and quiet moment contributed to building Reacher's character as a tactical genius and a humanist with a soft spot for justice. A movie, by contrast, risks compressing too much, cutting out the subtlety, or worse, miscasting the pacing and tone. The fear is that Reacher could become a two-dimensional action figure, strong, yes, but lacking the philosophical and observational qualities that make him compelling. However, this problem is not insurmountable. The key lies in choosing the right story, one that naturally fits into a 2-hour narrative, while keeping the essence of Reacher intact. And there's a prequel book that does exactly that. Why a prequel makes sense? Before diving into which book fits perfectly, let's consider why a prequel movie is the smartest route. By definition, a prequel can 1. Introduce a younger Reacher, giving audiences a glimpse at Reacher before he became the seasoned, wandering investigator we know allows for both action and character development. 2. Establish origin story stakes. We see what shaped him into a loner who's both highly skilled and morally uncompromising. 3. Avoid continuity headaches. Fans already invested in the series won't be thrown off by inconsistencies, since a prequel can safely explore uncharted territory. 4. Broaden the fan base. A well-executed prequel is accessible to newcomers while offering Easter eggs and references for longtime readers. In other words, a prequel is a natural fit for the cinematic format. And in the Reacher library, one book stands out as the perfect blueprint. The perfect candidate, The Enemy. Lee Child's The Enemy is the second novel in the series, but functions brilliantly as a prequel. Set during Reacher's time in the U.S. Army Military Police, it's a story that explains the man behind the myth. It's a contained narrative with a central mystery and stakes that are high enough to carry a movie without feeling rushed. In The Enemy, Reacher investigates the suspicious death of a fellow MP. As he digs deeper, he uncovers a web of corruption, betrayal, and danger within the military ranks. Unlike some of the later books, the setting is more focused, the character roster is manageable, and the story arc is naturally cinematic. Each chapter builds tension while keeping Reacher at the center of the story, intelligent, resourceful, and unstoppable in his pursuit of justice. What makes it perfect for a movie is the combination of action and character development. Audiences get to see a younger Reacher, still in uniform, still learning, but already exhibiting the traits we love: discipline, keen observation, and unflinching moral integrity. The movie could open with him navigating the military world, a stark contrast to his eventual nomadic lifestyle, and gradually reveal the formative events that shape his philosophy. Cinematic opportunities. Adapting The Enemy as a movie opens up countless opportunities for creative storytelling. 1. Action sequences that don't overshadow character. Unlike a full-blown book later in the series, the confined military setting allows for smart, tactical action rather than over-the-top spectacle. Think hand-to-hand combat in narrow corridors, tense standoffs in empty barracks, and a chase through a rainy military base at night. Ritchson's physicality is perfect for these moments, and the intensity can be dialed up without losing narrative focus. 2. Moral complexity. Reacher isn't just a muscle-bound hero, he's a thinker. The story is laced with moral ambiguity, loyalty versus justice, duty versus personal ethics, which translates beautifully to the screen. A movie could use tight close-ups and subtle interactions to show Reacher's internal decision-making, creating depth beyond the fight scenes. 3. World building without overload. A prequel allows filmmakers to explore the world of the military police in a detailed but digestible way. The audience sees not just Reacher, but the systemic structures he's navigating, which gives the stakes emotional weight. Visual storytelling, darkened office corridors, the metallic clank of the bass, the tension-filled mess halls can immerse viewers in the era without overwhelming them. 4. Character introductions for potential sequels. A prequel naturally introduces supporting characters that could carry into future films or even connect to the Netflix series. Whether it's a mentor figure, a love interest, or a morally gray antagonist, these relationships can seed larger arcs while keeping the movie self-contained. Addressing Ritchson's concerns. Ritchson's main worry seems to be that a Reacher movie could water down the essence of the character. But with the right story, that risk is minimal. By focusing on a narrative like The Enemy, filmmakers wouldn't need to cram multiple books or subplots into a single runtime. The story is naturally linear. The stakes are personal yet universally relatable, and the characters' moral and physical capabilities are front and center. Moreover, a younger Reacher allows for natural character growth. Ritchson could portray the formative years of the man we know, giving him more screen depth and audience connection. He wouldn't just be a series of fight scenes, he'd be someone audiences root for because they understand his journey, motivations, and code of ethics. The visual language of a prequel. One of the most exciting aspects of adapting The Enemy is the cinematic potential for visual storytelling. Here's a taste of how it could look. Opening sequence. A sweeping shot of a military base at dawn, fog rolling over barracks, with Reacher jogging alone, headphones in, surveying everything. Instantly, the audience knows he's observant, disciplined, and different from the rest. Action set piece. A late-night investigation in the armory, where Reacher silently disarms a suspect before a firefight erupts. The camera could alternate between tense close-ups and wide shots, emphasizing both intelligence and physical prowess. Moral dilemma. Reacher confronts a superior officer who's clearly covering something up. Instead of an explosion or fight, the tension is psychological, highlighting Reacher's principles. The audience feels the pressure because it's about ethics as much as survival. The blend of cerebral investigation and tactical action makes it ideal for a 2-hour film. It doesn't feel overstuffed, but it doesn't skimp on intensity either. Fan engagement and box office potential. Another reason a prequel movie works is that it appeals to both hardcore fans and